over what Josh has got to do next. And
no, that's right.
His next fight, who we're not going to talk about who it is because that's not for us to announce, but it'll be July the 25th. Eddie said that the other day. And that's what we're focused on. Yeah, July 25th. And that's what we're focused on. Should the Boots Ennis fight be offered to us, that we know can be offered to us, and a lot of this is in Eddie's hands, then he already knows that we'll take the fight. It's obvious that Boots Ennis is the favourite for the business, the zone, for Matchroom, and that they, everyone's saying that he's the next pound-for-pound star. Great. It's a fight that we've already agreed to prior to them winning the belts, and it's a fight that we'll absolutely agree to now that they've both got belts.
All right, bro. This is why I think Josh Kelly is going to be Jaron Boots Ennis' next opponent. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. Sometime before 2027 ends. Possibly in November. I've got Jaron Boots Ennis facing Josh Kelly to unify the IBF title with his WBO, WBA junior middleweight titles, ladies and gentlemen. And I say that because y'all just seen Adam Booth, the manager and trainer of Josh Kelly, explain that it's up to Eddie Hearn. But we have been agreed to make this fight happen against Jaron Boots Ennis. That we want the fight, that we understand that Jaron Boots Ennis here is the, let's just call it the golden boy, the money man, the man that Eddie Hearn wants to make the biggest. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Hearn manages both fighters, promotes both fighters, He has to make a decision because Jaron Boots Ennis wants to become undisputed champion, so he's forced to putting his other fighter that he promotes in Josh Kelly, who holds the IBF title, to face Jaron Boots Ennis. Last week, Eddie Hearn came out with a video and said it's looking like Josh Kelly is going to be fighting Jaron Boots Ennis in November. He didn't look all that excited saying that, and I'll tell you why. The plan, the goal here was to get Sebastian Fundora. That was the goal. Right after that Xander Zayas win, they were trying to get Sebastian Fundora next. But y'all know Samson Lukovic came out right away and turned that fight down and said, no, we're going to be facing our non-forced mandatory in Irma Hajibaj, which, ladies and gentlemen, we got a separate video to make about that. Irma Hajibaj getting the mandatory shot first against Sebastian Fundora when you've got somebody who has been mandatory longer, who's a WBC interim junior middleweight champion of the world in Virgil Ortiz. What does that interim bout even mean if this dude's not becoming the mandatory when he was first in line, ladies and gentlemen? At this point, it's a fake belt. That's the way I'm looking at it. Wow. They decide, no, we're not going with Jaron Boots Ennis. We're going with Irma Hajibaj. And that fight doesn't even have a specific date yet. They're looking around September, October, November. Josh Kelly is fighting Saturday, July 25th. Y'all just heard Adam Booth explain that they are willing to fight Jaron Boots Ennis next. Now, if Eddie Hearn can't get the Fundora fight, he has to deliver on Kelly. That's why he looks sad, because he'd rather have Josh Kelly reign and make him some more money and possibly have some big fights. But he has to do this. So Josh Kelly fights Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Fundora now claims that they want the fight ever since that PBC and his own deal. Now he says he wants to fight. He's actually stepping on the ground and going against what Samson Lukovic had to say. I dropped a whole different video explaining that. If Jaron, I don't think, is going to want to sit around. We don't even have a specific date yet for Sebastian Fundora. Josh Kelly's fighting Saturday. You just heard Adam Booth. The receipts are there. So by this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the Jaron Boots Ennis and Josh Kelly fight should be made, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm saying here. That fight could happen by the time Fundora hops in the goddamn ring with Irma Hajibaj. Could be happening around the same goddamn time. And then that will be the next super fight for Jaron Boots Ennis against Fundora, depending on, because Fundora does say he wants to fight Boots Ennis, depending on what Samson Lukovic is going to want to do next after Amal Hajibaj. They might end up going towards the Earl Spence Jr. route. I swear, bro. I got a feeling that they will. That's why I say I believe Josh Kelly is next, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, it's breaking news. We put all the pieces together. Let me know what you guys think. This will be exciting. Josh Kelly is a good technical skilled fighter, but I think Jaron Boots Ennis got him. My goodness, man. I'm out.